The executive director of the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, Awal Rafsanjani, joins us now to discuss the extrajudicial killings by those who are supposed to be law enforcement officers. Welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us, and of course, compliments of the season.
Thank you very much.
It's unfortunate to even have to be discussing such at this time. This killing has brought chilling memories to any who might have had individuals who have been taken by the hands of law enforcement in the country. The policeman, apparently, that discharged the shots, he had been in service for 33 years. He is also an assistant superintendent of police. He has been named and identified. The NBA president has allegedly constituted a team of national officers, a chairman and vice chair of the NBA Lagos branch and the chairman of the NBA Ikeja branch. All of these people have constituted a panel to investigate this particular killing. We also know the ministers from far and right have been, denouncing these killings. With even the president himself has come out to denounce. With all of these denouncements and compiling panels in order to investigate, how far do you think this will go? What type of punishment do you think that this police officer will get? And do you think it will serve as any type of deterrent to trigger-happy police officers in the future? Or will this just be another unfortunate case of a life lost and us being distracted by another tragedy farther up in the year? What are your thoughts on that?
I think the extrajudicial killings by some overzealous security agents in Nigeria has been going on, for many years, because the root cause of solving the problem has not been, put in place. It's okay to condemn it, but just condemnation without taking concrete action to prevent such kind of occurrences is not what we need as Nigerians and as civilians who want to be protected by our security, so that Nigerians can have more confidence, can have more trust on our security personnel. I think the government is supposed to have carried out security sector reform, which include also reforming the police in Nigeria. And one of the major ways to reform the Nigerian police is, of course, to reform, or improve on the recruitment. Many a times, many of the people that are actually recruited in the police, they have, they are not actually merited to be recruited, but because of the corruption in the recruitment system, where people can just pay bribe and get the form, get recruited. When you are done with the training, you pay bribe to get, posted to lucrative places where they think they can make money. Now, in the case of this guy who has done this killing, he has been one person who has been involved in extortion, because what they do, they use the arms to extort innocent Nigerians. If you don't pay, you are likely going to be killed. Down in the north here, it has become like a normal thing for policemen to kill people who are innocent without being investigated or without being taken any concrete action. We are lucky that this, a person that was unfortunately killed is someone who is not only a lawyer, but also has, networks of people who can sympathize and stand for her. That is why, this situation forced the Nigerian government to condemn it. Otherwise, in other places, this killing is a ritual, it's a normal thing, and no action is being taken against those people, because the whole system of policing in Nigeria has been contaminated. When people are posted, just their own intention is to extort money, and if you do not pay what they want, they kill you at their instant and nothing happens. It's a very dangerous signal that we have in our policing in Nigeria. So the condemnation must follow a concrete action reforms. It's not just the punishing of the individual policeman, but also making sure that the whole reforms in the policing is actually carried out. Where should we be taking, live ammunition on where you are not supposed to take live ammunition? We've gone to many countries in Africa, Asia, Europe, America, and so many places, you then see the kind of things that our policemen are doing. In other places, police are being admired because they do their work professionally, responsibly, with respect and dignity and honor, and therefore the citizens also give them that respect. But in the case of Nigeria, I don't know why our own policing and our own police officers, they are looking as if they are in war with their fellow citizens. I think we need to change that mentality. We need to do a lot of work, including human rights training for police officers. And security accountability must be one of the major top agenda, because this government is winding up. They have spent 7 years and a half without actually dealing with those aspects. But any incoming president that we are going to have in this country must take security sector reform seriously, must take the policing very well. Police, many instances, are staffed with modern equipment and gadgets, and that is why bandits are having their way. People, that are supposed to be arrested by the police are now guarding them. So many criminals who have no business with police being giving them, protection, they are giving them as long as you pay. So we need to change that mentality. We need to change the way we do our policing. We have less than 500,000 policemen, but majority of them are being attached to VIPs instead of putting them to strategic places where they can help secure and protect the citizens. Some big men and women, politically exposed persons are carrying all this number of policemen in their houses, in their offices, and even in the clubs. They carry them to clubs. So this cannot continue. And if you are a decent and innocent Nigerians and you are not giving that bribe.
All right, we've been speaking with Awal Rafsanjani there, who's been talking about the extrajudicial killing of... Okay. All right, Awal, we lost you there recently. Hopefully we can reconnect. And just before we went away, I was going to ask you, the police has promised a swift investigation on this incident, but is civil society on track to hold them to their word?
Well, civil society organizations in Nigeria are doing their best to see that we track and document instances of abuses by our security agencies. And because we are just a civil society organization, the highest we can do is to document this, bring them to their notice, and also exert pressure for the relevant authority to take action. And therefore, I can assure you that civil society are on top of this issue. We will continue to raise this issue. We will continue to demand for justice. We will continue to demand for serious reforms in the security sector, and also looking at the recruitment of the security personnel in Nigeria. You cannot be recruiting crooks and criminals or agents of crooks and criminals and then you think you are securing the people. No, you are actually making more people more vulnerable, because when people are also engaged in all sort of drinking lifestyle while in uniform, while on duty, it is a problem. And so many illegal posting. You see so many policemen that clearly that they are not posted to where they are, but because they think they can make money, they have to go there and perpetrate the kind of thing that they do. If you investigate further, you will find out that those guys that have carried out that irresponsible action there, it's probably they were not actually supposed to be there. But because there's no accountability in the system, people just do this because they need to make money, and because nobody takes action, nobody sanctions them. That's why everything is done in a very looseness way. But I believe that with what happened now, a lot of Nigerians will wake up and demand for justice and demand for serious reforms in the policing in Nigeria. We need police, but we don't need irresponsible policemen and women that their only motive is to do extortion, is to do extrajudicial killing. That's not the kind of police we have. We need police that can do their work responsibly, with respect, with dignity and honor, professionally carry out their work and have some courtesy with people. And then you can see that Nigerians will also reciprocate. But when you have people that dress and no sleep, they were wearing slippers with uniform, so completely, undecent dressing and organized way of doing things. I think the IGP must do something to ensure that the policemen distinguish between the policemen and...
All right, well, Rafsanjani talking to us about the killing of Bolanle Raheem, a lawyer who was killed by a policeman called Drambi Vandi. And you know, earlier on we were even discussing the issue of the state of nationality of this individual, because it's such an unusual name, as it were. But you know, it smacks a lot of you know, suspiciousness on the part of the police. The mere fact that the same police station barely 3 weeks ago was involved in another incident of which another individual was killed right about the same location. So it smacks of a lot of probably lack of disciplinary action on the part of the authorities who are supposed to be doing their job. And of course, Awal was also making a lot of valid points there, that there needs to be reform in the forms of reinvestigating all these issues, and of course making the police more active in their roles, more proactive in protecting the public, as it were.
And it's unfortunate because since 2020, I mean, for a long time, we've been having these extrajudicial killings. And we do remember the NSARS protests and how it kicked up a lot of storm. There was a lot of discussion about police reform. It seems that the dividends of that have not completely paid off, as we still have these rogue elements who, these bad apples that are spoiling the entire bunch and causing people's lives to be cut short before their time.
Indeed.
And
that was exactly one of the reasons why I asked him about civil society itself getting
what they're prepared to do.
Yes, because to a large extent, people are watching this, and the NSARS protest started as a result of issues like this, and you don't want this to spring up again.
Exactly. And with the polarized, it seems like the country is just a little bit hot for whatever reason. If it's the economy, if it's the literal temperature outside, you know, there's elections coming up. There's a lot of things that could cause things to bubble over, and usually those situations happen when individuals don't feel like there's any accountability, any justice. So I really think the police might have to do some double time work between now and the New Year's in order to restore confidence in them just slightly.
And hopefully justice will be done here, because it's one killing too many.